It was around draft day. I just got a call from my agent. I had a little bit of a feeling that moves were going to be made in the summertime. I just felt like there were a lot of teams making trades. I think a lot of teams gearing up for the next couple of seasons. But I got a call in the summertime. Told me I was going to New Orleans. Talked to Troy Weaver. Talked to Joe Dumars. Not too long after, and just kind of chopped it up. I was with Troy in D.C. a little bit, so very familiar. Who did? Trey? Yeah. About what? It's cool. I've known Trey for a little bit. We had a couple mutual friends, so I just kind of run into him, hung out a little bit the last few years in the summertime. But you match up with these guys, you see them on the scouting report, and you know how skilled and how talented they are. And, hanging out a little bit in the summer, off-season, summer league, just trying to, gain chemistry, understand the people in the locker room. So we had a really good group of guys, and it's been fun knowing everybody.
A lot of people got to know you as a young guy on that championship Warriors team, and you had to step into a different role with the Wizards. How did that experience kind of change you having to be more of a leader, more of a guy with the Wizards?
Yeah, it was dope. It was a cool experience because there were things that I learned that I wouldn't say that I would have been able to learn my first 4 years, which is just really cool to incorporate this into your career. Now I'm able to incorporate what it feels like to be on the tougher end of it when it comes to winning and losing, how to experience that, to go through the highs, the lows of a season, especially playing with a lot of younger guys, a lot of younger rookies. And obviously my first 4 years playing with a lot of vets, a lot of guys who are experienced, but at the highest level. So incorporating all that knowledge and coming over to a team where we want to win, we want to, be competitive, we want to make the playoffs. Same thing all the way through the locker room with the coaching staff and the front office. So it'll be good to kind of incorporate that. Got some veteran guys who are coming to help us, but I think we're excited. A lot of fire in the locker room, and just kind of can't wait to get forward to starting the season.
What do you feel like you can bring to this group?
I mean, a bunch. Obviously, my offensive skill set, being able to create for my teammates, being able to score the ball, being able to play make, make life on the court easier for my teammates. Bringing a winner's mentality. I've won my entire life. Obviously, the last 2 years were more of a learning curve experience, but playing at the highest level is some things that you don't get to learn very often. Playing with some Hall of Fame guys, you take a lot in. I asked a lot of questions, so being locked in, being focused, how to be a professional. It's not only myself who also knows these things, but there are other guys in the locker room that we're bringing over because we have such a young team too. To kind of incorporate that, kind of set the standards in the locker room. We want to be a winning environment, winning culture. So that starts with, everyday work, and then the small things, the details, the recovery, the getting the extra shots, the film. Those are things that make you really good in this league, and it becomes a habit, and it's not just like a, pick and choose type of thing. I don't leave the house much. It's hot. It's definitely hot outside. But it's cool. It's cool. My mom was out here for a little bit. She did a lot more exploring than I did. And I think something that stood out to me was just how, welcoming the people are. So I played in California and I played in D.C., and both of those places are where people come and they move to these areas, to these cities. So you're not getting the actual locals, which is different in New Orleans. The people who are here are from New Orleans, which is dope because they want you to experience the good or the better parts of the city or the best restaurants or, they want to have positive outlook and positive outcomes. So it's been dope. It's been dope, but it's definitely hot for sure. No, you good.
Everybody was talking about your work ethic. You were working out this morning.
Yeah.
For like coming here. What was your daily regimen kind of look like in terms of workouts? How many times you worked out a day? Like all that stuff?
Yeah, I can't give y'all the goods too early. I can't give it all away, but try to just get in the gym as much as possible. Obviously, when the season picks up, it's a long season. You got to tailor it to the minutes that you play or how the body feels, or if you got back-to-backs. But there's always an opportunity to get better, whether that's on the court, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's watching film, whether it's walking through plays with a coach. So it's just kind of the way I've always been. I love the game. I've been obsessed with the game, and When you play at the highest level, it becomes a game of inches, and then in those inches are the details. So those are things that you need to focus on, and it's not just a 1 or 2 or 3 week thing. This is an all-season thing. This is a career thing. So, over the course of time, when you put in so much work, results will start to show. Working with Zion? Yeah, we worked a little bit. I mean, it was still off-season. Team gets together. We'll be in training camp, starting tomorrow. So I think a lot of guys will be more in tune, locking in, doing a lot more, group work. If that's the case, still coming off summer, you let a lot of guys do their own thing, focus on what they feel like they need to get better at for the season. But as the season starts, I think we'll be doing a lot more spending time together, working through some things, seeing how he likes to play, how I like to play. But that's also along with everybody else on the team.
What's been your impression going against him?
Against Zion? I mean, I've been going against him for 6 years. We were in the same draft class, so you just see what it's like being on the other side of the scouting report. Obviously, you need so much. He creates so much gravity. You need to bring a double. But I think something that has been new that I've been able to experience with him is he's such a good passer, and he gets off the ball, and he knows how to play the right way. So being able to put some spacing around him, allow him to operate, allow him to work, clear out that paint a little bit, but also knowing that he has shooters and guys who create plays for him on the opposite side of him or on the perimeter, it'll be cool.
Joe Dumars talked about character and chemistry. You've had success at the highest level.
Yeah.
Did you see anything in this group that kind of tells you that this could be a special group?
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to have to force or go out of your way to push guys and want to be better. We got a lot of guys in the locker room who are naturally motivated, who want to come in early. There was a conversation we had where I was coming to the gym at 7 or 7:30, and then I look over at Herb, and Herb was like, "All right, I'll be here at 7." I'm like, "All right, Herb, now I gotta come 6:45," and then Herb like, "Well, I gotta come in 6:30." So we got guys who just love the game but are also competitive, which is extremely important at the highest level, and that's everybody in there. So I think that is a formula for success for sure.
But already jumping into a leadership role, what did that say about your game and your experience?
I mean, I just played at the highest level, and I think it's something that you can't take for granted. I think everybody in the locker room wants to win at the highest level, win a championship, playing in the NBA. And there's a thing that's there's age experience, but then there's NBA experience, when you play 120 games in a season, or you go to the playoffs and you know what it feels like to lose a game 1, and then what you need to do going into game 2, or how important it is to go on a 3-game winning streak, to go into a back-to-back on the road against the number 2 team in the league right now. So when you break things down like that, how important it is, especially when we want to win games and be in the playoffs, how important the details are, and if there's any way that I can kind of just share that with the guys, because I know we all want to win. We all want to get to the playoffs. And Loon also, and DeJounte played, in San Antonio with an elite staff, coaching staff. So a lot of it is in the details, and, if there's anything that I can do to kind of elevate our team with just some of my experience and the level that I've played at, I'll definitely try to do so. I'm super excited, man. I haven't had a good screen in 2 years, so it'll be dope. Just playing with somebody who's won a championship. Obviously, you go through a long season and you just build the relationship. But in terms of just basketball chemistry, for me personally, it's a really big pickup just for how I play. But I think it's huge for our team too, for the young guys, for DQ, for Misi, for opening up the floor for guys like Trey and Hawk and Herb, and just our experience, man. We got a really good group, and I think Troy and Joe did a good job of, putting his unit together.
Jordan, can you give some insight into Kevon Looney, since you've known him for so long and you guys are good friends?
Yeah, what you want to know?
Just what type of person he is, how, he does his work, his approach.
Yeah.
Things that that we're not privy to.
He is probably the most professional person that I've been around my 7 years in the league. Just his approach, how he takes care of his recovery, how he is on time, how he is attentive when it comes to film, how he asks questions, how he's actively trying to, put information on some of the young guys if it'll benefit their learning curve, right? These are things that you don't have to explain. He just naturally wants to give, and you need the foundation. He's extremely mellow, even keel. So through the highs of his season, through the lows of his season, for the younger guys or guys who are struggling, trying to figure it out, you can go to a guy like Loon because he's so grounded and he's so centered that it gives you more of a calming aspect, and he'll talk you through things, and that's what you need, especially in our back line, being our big man, being our center. You want to be comfortable going out there with guys you can trust and are locked in on the court and off the court, and he definitely just kind of visualizes that, and he makes it pretty clear for not only himself but for everybody else around him.
You play on and off the ball a lot. Just how comfortable do you feel, at least heading into the season while the Johnson still rehab and kind of taking on that primary table set role, so to speak?
Yeah, I mean, I've been primary ball handler for pretty much all of my career, except I think for my first year in DC, and that was just the first half of the season. But it's a strength of mine because I like to get out in transition. I feel like I'm extremely dangerous when I can get out before the defense is set, being able to space the floor, being able to get to the basket, but also playmaking for my guys, trying to put them in situations to be successful, easy situations for a drive and kick, knowing when guys need touches, but also being able to play off the ball when you got somebody who has gravity like, Zion, or somebody who can get hot like Trey. You want to be able to give these guys driving lanes in space and also play off the ball, come off screens, backdoor cuts, but also use my strength as a screener, which I learned pretty early on in my career because it creates confusion. It creates confusion not only for, the defense, but puts you in a situation to, have multiple actions. Don't have to be so ball dominant in order to affect the game or have an impact on the game. So I learned how to play a couple of different ways in my career, and primary on ball is definitely where I am, but I don't mind spacing the floor, getting out in transition, being an off-ball player because I like to just make the right play and put my teammates in situations to be successful.
Jordan, you have a couple of guys, Zion obviously, and these guys who can catch lobs.
Yeah.
Fans love that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're an expressive player yourself.
Yeah.
You take a lot of fun shots when they go in.
A lot of fun shots. I like it.
So what does it take to build? Is that important? How do you build a chemistry to set up those kinds of passes?
Yeah.
How hard is that to build that chemistry, or is it easy?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it comes with time. It comes with communication. It comes with, as a guard, as a point guard, knowing your players, knowing your teammates, what they like, what they don't like. So, for example, I was playing with one of the bigs yesterday or a couple of days ago, and they prefer an over-the-top pass as opposed to a pocket pass in a ball screen. So small things like that could obviously determine how you play with or, without some of the teammates and the players. But it comes with time. It comes with chemistry. It comes with reps. Definitely something that I like to talk through. But it makes it a lot easier being able to play with a lob threat, knowing that I'm such a shooter. So when we get into these ball screens, if the bigs drop, I mean, obviously I'll let it fly. But then if he comes up, we got guys who can just, go get it out the rim, which will be a little bit new for my career, but exciting to look forward to for sure.
Your relationship with Trey, have y'all had any shooting competitions?
Only from half court. I'm saving it for training camp, but yeah, everybody want to challenge me to these 3-point competitions and stuff. I told them, give me some time, bro. Let practice start a little bit. So I'm sure once we get going, it'll probably be a lot of shooting competitions after practice.
Joe talked about conversations he had with you post-acquisition about your excitement level.
Yeah.
With New Orleans, about how you were already all in. Kind of what excites you the most about your situation in New Orleans?
Just winning, getting to the playoffs. I think once you experience playing at the highest level, it's a feeling that you want to replicate again. And kind of like you mentioned, I'm definitely more of an expressive player, and I like when the crowd is involved because it matters so much. You got 41 games at home, and if you could handle your business at the crib and take care of your home court, it kind of sets you up for success for the backside of the season. And I'm just ready to be, be invested with the team, invested with the community, with the crowd. Bring the right energy, bring positive energy. Just have fun hooping again. You know, last 2 years for me were a bit more challenging. We weren't able to win as much as I'd like, but we're coming into a situation with a new front office where that is the goal, that is the expectation. And with everybody on the same page, it'll just be fun to go out there and compete every night against a really tough Western Conference and, you know, try to go win some games.
Do you think it would be maybe wrong or unfair for people to view this franchise through the lens of its recent past?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, it's really recency bias. I feel like that's something that's pretty, like a common denominator, you know, in our society now. There's been a bunch of regime changes too, so it takes time when you get a new front office to lay down the foundation, lay down the groundwork. But I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I was a Bucks fan. We just got good. Growing up, we was weak. They got buildings downtown now. Like, they doing a bunch of stuff. So it just take time. Take the right group and take the right, you know, right chemistry, right situation. So I think everybody in the organization, the locker room, are going to try their best to expedite that learning curve, that learning process as best as we can, and obviously try to equate it to some wins.
What about your early impressions of Peters and the type of play he can do?
Yeah, Jeremiah got game for sure. Just, you know, watching him, being on the court with him. He loves the game. He's another Midwest kid. He's from Illinois, which is not too far. So extremely impressed. I mean, my thing for the younger guys is try to get them to ask as many questions as possible throughout the duration of their first year, because it's just so new and it's so much that they have to learn. And just asking those questions, whether it's to me, whether it's to coaching staff, whether it's to the bigs, it'll just make their process a little bit easier. I'm really excited just to get to work with him, you know, just kind of see where his head is, pick his brain a little bit, you know, try to teach him some of the nuances that I wish I could have used as a rookie. So we're in a really good situation. We got a lot of really good young guys too, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Yeah.